How's it going, everyone? It is Prashan here, and this is my pull list for this week. These are all the comic books that I purchased at my local comic book shop. This is my first time doing this too. I know I've done shorts where I've gone through my comic books, what I purchased, but this time we're gonna do long format just to see if you guys like it. This might be something that I do weekly, just because I just like comic books. If you know me, of course, you know me from Marvel Snap, but my love of comic books and all the lore brought me into Marvel Snap, and that's why I love the game so much. So we're gonna go over all the comic books I copped. The light above here is reflecting, but I'll put the comic off to the side that I'm talking about, and I'll put the links below to the comic books. That way you guys can purchase them yourselves if you want to. We have X-Men that's ending pretty soon, and a bunch of new titles coming in July. So if you're not into comic books at all and you want to hop in, I think in July is a perfect starting point, because everything else starts fresh and then you're just brand new and everyone else is starting anew. So let's get into X-Men. We have this wedding special here with Destiny and Mystique. This is obviously a one-shot. I believe they're like renewing their vows, and I'm sorry for the glare, but here it is. It's pretty thick. It's a $10 book, like a $10 book. Normally they're like $4 or $5, so pretty thick. We have America Chavez, Hercules, Iceman on the cover, I believe Wiccan, and then Valkyrie, maybe. There's a bunch of people on the cover. I think there's like 4. I don't know. If you guys know who they are, let me know down in the comments below. I can't wait until get into this one. I haven't read, like I'm so behind on X-Men. To be honest, when you have your pull list, there's some weeks where there's only like 2 or 3 comic books that are released, and then there's some weeks where you get flooded with like 10. So like some weeks it's manageable, you can read whatever you can read, and then there's other weeks where you can't read anything. Like it's hard for you to even catch up. So before everything starts over in July, I believe, I think I'm gonna spend 2 weeks and just read like everything I have. That way everything's done, all the stories are complete in my head, and then nothing can really get like spoiled. I know some things I already know happened, but like there's certain like side mission stories that I didn't get into or hasn't been spoiled for me yet, so I just want to crack that open and sit down and read them. And then speaking of X-Men and how I'm so behind on X-Men, we have Rise of the Powers of X, number 5, with Jean Grey on the cover here. I don't know if this is a variant. I don't think it's a variant cover. I think this is just a A1 cover. I'm sorry for the glare. I'm so sorry for the glare. But I can't wait to get into this. I can't wait to finish the Krakoan era. It's been a few years. It's sad to see it end, but like I feel like everything's been rushed to be finished, and then there's a bunch of loose storylines, sorta, and then like, to be honest, like Wolverine's everywhere, you have Spider-Man everywhere, and like it's weird. It like I'm reading and I'm like, how is this guy here when he was just over here a few issues ago? So I don't know, it's comic books. I know. And then they put whoever they want to put in that sells comic books, and I believe like Wolverine and Spider-Man are the most popular characters right now, and Deadpool too. Deadpool randomly shows up, like I thought he died, but he didn't die. I don't know, whatever. Enough of that. So keeping on the X-Men theme, we have Wolverine number 1, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool book. If I read, this is a Scotty Young variant. If you're into Marvel Snap, you guys know who Scotty Young is. Hopefully this could get put in the game, but it's like Ghost Rider and Wolverine put together. I'm so sorry for the glare. I know you guys, like normal comic book people that might stumble on this, like, why are you doing this in the dark? I'm like, I did it during the day, but I had landscaping people, and the lawnmowers and all the stuff was going off in the audio, and it messed up the audio. So fortunately I have to re-record this at night. But Wolverine is pretty awesome. Like that Weapons of Vengeance, that Ghost Rider Wolverine crossover that happened a few months ago, or was it last year? Was it last year or earlier this year? It was pretty cool. No, it was last year, I think. Either last year or earlier this year. It was pretty cool to read. I don't think you have to read it in order to read Wolverine, but it will help to expand on the backstory. I know I've read that comic book already, and they sort of talk about it in the first few issues. And then if you're reading Wolverine, like Sabretooth War sort of coincides with it too, which I'm confused about too, of like when this is happening too. It's so weird, the continuity of the comic book, like how everything fits. I don't know, because I still haven't finished Sabretooth War yet. I'm still like a few issues behind, and then we'll talk about issue number 50 of Wolverine next. But it's just weird. It's like, all right, where does this fit in the full scope of actually what is going on in X-Men? Like, it's so weird. But I'm very interested and invested in the story, and I can't wait until like it progresses. It should be like 4 or 5 issues, so if you want to just jump in right now, it's not hard. You don't have to really commit to it because it's only a few issues. It's like a short story or a long short story. So pretty cool book. And then speaking of Wolverine, we have Wolverine number 50. I had to get this variant from the comic book shop. This is so cool. I'm gonna try to look it up too and put it on the side. But like super cool variant. Super cool. That is freaking awesome. And it has the parental advisory there too, which is pretty funny. Marvel has something called Blood Hunt that is going on, and they actually had the comic books like with a red band on them with the parental advisory on them. So I almost bought it just to see how gory it is, because the Wolverine comic books are pretty gory and gruesome, and they just have a little parental advisory, and this actually had like a red band on it. But Wolverine number 50, it's weird because X-Force ended on 50 as well, and they ended like 2 or 3 months ago, and then like Wolverine is still going on 50. I can't wait to finish Sabretooth War. I think I'm only 2 issues behind, and then I'll be done with that. I'll be caught up with Wolverine. But this variant cover is freaking sick. I probably should have got this graded. I might get it graded. I have like a pile of comic books I like want to get graded because I feel like they'll have some value in the future, or they just look cool and I just want to display them. But yes, like Wolverine number 50, Sabretooth War. And if you're into Wolverine, I believe when everything resets, they're going to do a new Wolverine storyline where they tell his life from beginning till, I don't know if they're going to kill him off again, but like basically beginning to end. And it's supposed to be the definitive like Wolverine origin story, which is pretty cool. And I think there's going to be some new characters mixed in too. So whenever they say that, or this is going to be a key issue, like a key issue means like it's a first appearance, or someone dies, or this issue might be valuable in the future. So yeah, awesome. And then next, we're going into the Spider-Verse. We have Ultimate Spider-Man number 5. This whole series has been awesome by far. You have Amazing Spider-Man that is going on right now. Let's see here. I don't think you guys can see it. It's the glare. But I'll have it up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see the variant. It's Uncle Ben, and then you got Peter in the back. As you can see, you have J. Jonah Jameson chilling with Ben, and then you have Spider-Man's kids there. Pretty cool book. So, oh yeah, Goblin is here too on the cover too, because they're friends. Spoiler alert, but Green Goblin technically right now is a good guy, and of course Spider-Man is a good guy. And then Ben is alive in this universe, and he's working with J. Jonah Jameson. Another spoiler alert, but they're only 5 issues deep, so if you want to start there and you love Spider-Man, it's a whole new fresh take because it's in the Ultimate Universe. I've been reading Ultimate Spider-Man and I've been reading Ultimate X-Men. I should be reading the Ultimates and I should be reading Ultimate Black Panther, but I felt like that was too much since I'm already so behind on my normal X-Men titles. I just picked up Spider-Man because I really dig Spider-Man. I've been reading Superior Spider-Man as well. And then speaking of Spider-Man, this is the last book that I purchased. This was Spider-Punk Arms Race number 4. Number 4 here. This is a limited series as well. I believe it's like 4 or 5 issues. I haven't even read an issue, to be honest, but I will once I'm caught up. This is very interesting to me too because the Spider-Man movies, the animated movies Into the Spider-Verse, like I have an interest in Spider-Punk just to see like what he's about. I thought he was a cool character in the movie, so I was like, all right, let's see what this comic is all about. And I think I got one graded. I got the foil Spider-Punk number 1 graded, and that is it for what I copped this week. We do have an honorable mention. So, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll have my Twitter down in the description. This Doom book here is freaking awesome. Like, this book, like, caught my... When I was in the comic book shop a few weeks ago, this book caught my eye. Just because it's Doom, the art popped out to me, and it was a one-shot. Like, a giant-size one-shot, $6.99. And it has, like a homage to MF Doom in the first 2 pages, or the first page, which is freaking sweet too. I'm glad I picked it up because on eBay I see it's going for like 20-40 bucks. So I might get that one graded that for display and then try to buy another copy, or I don't know. I'm not sure. If you guys want to see the stuff I have graded, let me know in the comments. I'll do a video of stuff I'll have graded, or the stuff I want to get graded in the future. That way you guys can see like the process, or I could even record the process of me going to the comic book shop, talking to the employees there, and then getting everything graded. It's a pretty easy process, so I might do that as well if you guys are interested in seeing that process, how that works. But that is it for this video. Just let me know in the comments if you guys like this type of content. Should I do more of it, less of it? What do you want more of in these videos? That way I can improve on this. This is my first one, so I'm pretty sure it's not that good, but we'll definitely work on it. It's only up from here. So these are the comic books I copped. Thank you for watching. Till next time, peace.